Three-sword style, board breaker!
That's what you can expect from this brand new Zoro leader from OP12. And if you're looking for how to play him, here's everything you need to know. Zoro is a green leader with 5 life, 5k power, and a Dawn 3 activate main once per turn ability. If this leader battles your opponent's character during this turn, set this leader as active. Then this leader cannot attack your opponent's characters with a base cost of 7 or less during this turn. Using this ability, Zoro can go after your opponent's characters as an 8k attacker while also pressuring life in the same turn. Or if your opponent tries to block their way out of a lethal attack, Zoro's ability just lets him activate again since he instead battle a character. That's how blocking works. So, while Dawn 3 may seem like a lot, we'll have a lot of ways to cheat that Dawn onto him. In terms of playstyle, we're looking to build a Voltron deck, or for you Power Ranger fans, a Megazord deck. This is a deck style that focuses on reinforcing and building up around one singular card, in this case our leader, with every tool revolving around making that card singularly more and more powerful. Similar to how an 8-cost kid deck may function, but for attack and always present as the leader. Kuina and TCG from OP12 are our best examples of this in action. Kuina is a 4-cost 1k power character with 1k counter. And activate main, you may rest this character to rest one of your opponent's characters cost 4 or less. Then give up the 3 rested Dawn to your Zoro leader. This generates an attack target for your Zoro's free attack, gives them the Dawn to do it, and if your opponent doesn't remove the Kuina on their turn, will keep interrupting their board turn over turn and throwing around free Dawn. If you want the same ability on a bigger body, we move to Tashigi, a 5-cost 7k power character with on play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost 6 or less. Then give up the 3 rested Dawn cards to your Zoro leader. Again, allowing us to interrupt board, force a target to fight, but also giving us a sizable body to swing with on our next turn. This interaction, while enabling 2 AK swings in a turn, is crazy enough. One being repeatable, and the other one being an ever-present 7k threat, which is kind of crazy. But we can do more than just throw around rested Dawn, we can untap Dawn, allowing us to either attach it to our Zoro leader for more attacks and bigger attacks, or play more cards in a turn. Like with our new Dracula Mihawk, an 8-cost 8k power character with blocker and on play, set the 4 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot play character cards with a base cost 7 or more during this turn. Meaning on 8 Dawn, we can establish an 8k body that immediately gets value by blocking before getting into attack next turn, while also setting 4 Dawn up as active to attach to leader for 2 9k swings, or generating active Dawn to play something like Kuina, rested opponent's character, then add 3 rested Dawn to your Zoro leader for 2 8k swings. But notice something else about our Zoro leader. It's supernova traded, which means we can utilize the most beautiful pirate in the game, Cavendish from EBO1. A 5-cost 6k power character with on play, and when attacking, if your leader has the Supernovas type and you have no other Cavendish characters, set up the 2 of your Dawn cards as active. That means when we go second, we can play a Cavendish on 6 Dawn turn, activate 2, and put 3 on Zoro to swing twice for 8k. Then we can play Mihawk on 8 Dawn turn, untap 4, attack with Cavendish to untap 2, putting us at 6 active Dawn total. Then play Tashigi to rest something and put 3 on our Zoro leader, plus our leftover active Dawn. Or we can put 3 of that on Zoro while holding up another 3 for this. Luffy is the man who will become King of the Pirates, a 3-cost main event that sets your Zoro leader as active, would trigger up to one of your leader or character cards gains 1k power during this turn. In this scenario, we can now swing with our Zoro leader at a character for 8k, then swing twice on leader by utilizing his effect and this event. Or if we need to focus on characters, we can swing 8 with leader, then before activating the leader effect, use this event to activate him, swing again on characters, then activate leader for your swing on life. We do have to make sure we sequence this correctly though, because once you activate your leader's ability, no additional attacks can come from your leader at their character's cost 7 or less. It doesn't matter how you activate him. Once you've used leader effect, that is a standard. These 5 cards are the main engine pieces to keep our Zoro deck chugging. Just like members are the reason we can keep chugging along, pumping out great content for you all. And members get access to our videos up to 2 weeks early, plus emotes and other fun perks. Seriously, we couldn't do it without you. But let's crack open the toolkit to see what other fun tools we have when powering up this new Zoro leader. Shockingly, we have 2 searchers for this leader from OP12, Perona and Kozuki Hiyori. Perona is a 1-cost 2k power character with 1k counter, and on play, if your leader has the slash attribute, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 slash attribute type card, or green event card, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Meanwhile, Hiyori is a 1-cost, 0-power character with 1k counter, and activate main, you may rest one of your Dawn cards and this character. If your leader is Roronoa Zoro, look at 5 cards on the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1/attribute type card or green event card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom in any order. And wouldn't you know it, but every card we talked about earlier is a slash type character or green event. So with 8 searchers and excess Dawns generated by Cavendish and Mihawk, it's insanely easy to filter through your deck to find your power pieces on curve. But one thing they can't find is a big backbreaker for this deck in OP06's Hody Jones, a 7-cost 8k power character with Rush. And on play, rest up to 2 of your opponent's characters or Dawn cards. Then take the top card of your life and add it to hand. With this, we can continue to pressure our opponent's board, especially with Zoro leader, while also turning off blockers and counter events. Unfortunately, Hody is a strike type character, so we definitely want to be aware of how many we bottom deck when searching, since we can only draw him from top of deck or add him to hand from life. Speaking of blockers, we have 2 themed ones for this leader, Ipponmatsu or Koshiro. Koshiro is a 2-cost 1k power character with 1k counter and blocker, with a passive ability that says if your slash attribute character with a cost of 5 or less other than this character would be KO'd by your opponent's effect, you may rest this character instead. While Ipponmatsu is a 3-cost 0-power character with 1k counter and blocker, with his own passive ability that says if your leader is the slash attribute and you have 6 or more rested Dawn cards, this character cannot be rested by your opponent's effects. Now notably, attached Dawn to your Zoro leader does not count as rested, so make sure you're doing that math properly. Another great defensive option is TCG from OP10, a 3-cost 4k power character with 2k counter, and a passive that says if you have a green character other than TCG that would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may rest this character instead. Notably, because this TCG is in Smoker's body, she's special attribute and not slash, so we also cannot search her off Perona and Hiyori. So make sure to keep track of them. Want more ways to interact with the board? Try Ginkomaru and Shimotsuki Kuzuboru. Shimotsuki is a 3-cost 2k power character with 2k counter, and on play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. Then, KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with a base cost of 1 or less. And Gikumaru functions like an extra OP12 Tashigi. As a 4-cost 5k power character with 1k counter, he has a passive that says if this character is active, this character cannot be KO'd by your opponent's card effects. And when attacking, if you have a total of 3 or more given Dawn cards, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 6 or less. Now before we get into the matchups, this deck has evolved so much as a frontrunner in the OP12 format that I want to highlight some tech pieces and mirror breaker cards first. From OP12, we already get our first mirror breaker in this new Roronoa Zoro character, a 4-cost 5k power character with 1k counter, and 2 passive abilities. The first prevents you from playing this card using card effects, so cheating him into play with green-yellow or red-green law leaders, or a character like OP02's 7-cost film Luffy are off the table. But the second passive states that if your leader has the slash attribute, this character cannot be KO'd in battle by slash attribute type cards, and gains 1000 power. Yeah, that's a mirror breaker, buddy. Plus, with him costing 4 Dawn, they get a nice little flavor combo of being able to play him off of the 8-cost Mihawk untapping 4 Dawn. Another piece of tech for the mirror is OP06's Arlong, a 4-cost 6k power character with on play you may trash 1 card from your hand. Up to one of your opponent's rested leaders cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn, and trigger rests up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. This is one I've personally been drawn to as a 6k body to challenge blue-purple Luffy leaders that completely removes your opponent's Zoro leader from attacking even with the Restander event in hand. And it only costs 4, so you can play him off an 8-cost Mihawk. Plus, we can bridge Hody into our tech package of playing Fishman as a sub-theme. The Fishman sub-theme is a new innovation to the Zoro deck that revolves around utilizing Vanderdecken from OP06, a 2-cost 2k power character with 1k counter, and an on-play you may trash a Fishman type card from your hand or a Noah's Ark from hand or field to KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters. Vanderdecken can easily break any board while doing so on the cheap, but he isn't searchable since he's not slash. But a lot of Fishmen are. The Arlong I showed you earlier already fits in this package, plus our new 2k vanilla from OP12, Kawamatsu. Need more 2ks? Try Hotshot from OP03. And of course, we're already playing that Hody I showed you earlier, which leaves us with a lot of variants of this deck, so I'll have 3 deck lists to show you at the end of this video. And if you're looking for any other guides on new leaders from OP12 or any other sets, make sure to check out the playlist in the description. But when it comes to matchups, you have a really even spread. because your Zoro gets to attack big on board and follow up with a leader swing. Because of that, it's really easy to get over decks that commit to singularly big units a turn, like Shanks, and can pair nicely into leaders with 6k bodies, like Blue-Purple Luffy. And because of our interaction to rest characters, decks that rely on their boards like Green Yellow Law and Blue Buggy can also fall victim, really running the gambit of good matchups with just how flexible this deck is. However, decks like the new Silver's Rayleigh can absolutely mow you down with its constant card advantage and speed. Plus, a really hard to remove 1-drop in that Buggy from OPO3. Really going to need your Shimotsukis for this one. And even though we have some removal insulation, black decks like Lucci can still be extremely problematic for us. And if you're looking for a place to start, here's a few lists starting with the winning list from the Japanese Miyagi Championship Series. And here's a Fishman list that got top 4 going 7-1 in the Singapore Championship Series 3v3 event. And finally, my list that I landed on after testing for this guide. And if you're looking for more guides or more fun One Piece content, check out the channel and subscribe.